live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
I am Jarrett, the football genius Burgess.
And I am Stephanie Fitzpatrick, aka the Advantage Coach.
And this is episode 176 of the Field to the Real podcast. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. I don't have any hair.
Listen, we switching roles.
Right.
We switching roles. I don't want to lock my hair and
right.
you cutting it off.
After 21 years of having hair and 20 years of having it locked, I sliced my locks off, and I currently have the even Steven.
Looking all handsome, y'all see my brother. I thought he looked like a little boy.
I know. Thank God I ain't cut this off. Shout out to T-Rach, because he sure enough was trying to talk me into it. Like, nah, man, I don't.
Listen,
Man,
keep
yeah,
my
I
hair,
look like a
leave
little
me
boy.
alone.
Thank you. It's funny. I sent you the photo.
Yes.
After I did it, and you were like, "Why are you making that face?"
Yes. I'm like, what's the face about?
Look at the whole picture.
I promise you, I was clueless because I'm so used to him like wearing it back, and so I wasn't paying attention to his hair. I was like, oh, he got his hair back. And I'm just looking at y'all, his face was like real perplexed. So I'm like, what's wrong? I'm over here being concerned, big sis, right? Not thinking about the fact. And then I showed it to my niece, and she was like, Auntie, Jarrett don't have no hair. What? I was like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? But I am so excited for you because we know that there are new beginnings when we do things like this. Women do this kind of stuff, and we'll just start and do the big chop and cut it off and start over. It's a new beginning.
I'm sure I've gotten that joke from my friends.
I don't even what joke that you did
about how when women do the big chop and they cut their hair off. One of my boys, shout out to Piner, he was like, is this the new year, new me?
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Look, tell him, I
was like, yeah, new quarter, new me.
No, but you look great, bro. And
Thank
y'all,
you.
Listen, we just got to tell the whole thing, y'all, right? Because he sends me the picture, and when my niece finally gets me to see that, his hair's gone, then he says, I was going to surprise you, but I didn't want your face.
Look, for those of you who watch consistently, I'm sure that you know that Steph cannot hide her facial expressions. Like, they just pop out. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm surprised that we're going to jump on the podcast and record, and she's going to see it. She's going to be like, oh my God. But she wouldn't have been able to hide that facial expression. So I was like, let me send this picture to her now.
Because I was like, I'm offended. Did you think I would have been like, oh, like what? No.
Well, not you might have just looked at him like,
something strange going on.
What's happening?
That is so funny. And my niece, I told her that you said, she was like, and Kant's face is just gonna tell it all. Oh God.
She know.
I was like, whatever, y'all. So can't help it. I get it from my mama. Because it's her face. Yeah. So yes, but I'm excited for your new.
Yeah, thank you.
You are welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, you doing the same.
I know, right? Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. I actually am locking my hair. I'm like, what is happening?
what is happening? Yeah, I told you that. It's going to look really nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Just got to be patient, but I'm excited.
Yeah. The hurry up and wait thing with locks is
that ain't happening. Like, I'm over
hurry
it.
Up and wait.
I'm ready to be patient with it. It's fine. I've been natural for almost 20 years, and so natural hair, whether it's locked or not, you just have to be patient with it anyway. So I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready. So let's go.
All right. Jump into this Who's Really Right,
All right.
And this is one of the favorite of mine, what I'm saying?
Sure.
And not honestly, because I think I see who we would be able to compare this guy to.
I'm gonna let you go first.
So without further ado, my Who's Really Right for this week is there was a video that surfaced of LeBron playing high school football, and he played receiver, which is shocking because 6'8", 200, probably 40 pounds at that time. He was a huge receiver. And so it's created a lot of buzz, and people. We get this every few years though. I don't know why. I mean, I think social media just kind of keeps recycling this thing. But we've seen video of him playing football before, and so, and this question has come up because he had made a comment about, I want to say maybe during the lockout, some years back, he had kind of talked to Jerry Jones about, possibly trying out for the Cowboys, which I mean, that wasn't gonna happen. Nobody was going for that. But do we think that he could have been a great NFL player?
And we're gonna let you. This your go, so I'm gonna let you go first.
You gonna let me go first?
I'm gonna let you go first. This is your go.
I think that it's a no-brainer. I think that LeBron would have been in the gold jacket, and I think that
gold jacket.
Yeah, I think when we think about the freakish athlete that he is, another player comes to mind, and that's Randy Moss.
Okay.
And so to me, LeBron would be if Randy Moss, with his ability to jump, and if Randy Moss and Terrell Owens had a baby, both Hall of Famers. And so
if they had a baby.
If they had a baby. And so I think that, LeBron's just a special athlete. Like, I think any sport that he had played, any sport that he would have stayed with or been consistent with, and I'm thinking boxing, baseball, football. Can you imagine LeBron as a pitcher?
No. I cannot.
A 6'8", 240-pound pitcher?
No.
That'd be nasty.
That'd be scary.
I think with his work ethic and just his God-given ability, I think whatever he would have gone in, he would have been great at.
Okay.
I know where you're going, so come on.
So I'm going to start with the fact that there are a few athletes who transcend their sport to be able to play multiple sports. There was only one that I can think of that was extremely successful at two, Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
I said extremely successful. He was okay as a baseball player. He was not.
He was above average. He played in the majors.
Okay. There's only one.
I just, because Bo Jackson's career was cut short.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I would say.
Well, potential is, we know what it would have been. Okay.
Right.
So
yeah, okay. I'm with you on that.
There's one that I can think of that did basketball and football that I can think of. Charlie Ward.
In college?
Yes.
Julius Peppers?
No. Charlie Ward played
football and basketball
in college.
And basketball at
basketball
FSU.
In the NBA.
Yeah, he only played basketball in the NBA. Only played basketball professionally.
Right.
But Julius Peppers played
both
college football and basketball, and then played in the NFL.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's a lot. Tony Gonzalez. It's a bunch of tight ends you could think of that kind of it's a whole bunch of them that played basketball and football, but then ended up in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Didn't go play basketball.
Right.
And I think there's a reason why that happened. And I'll just say this about LeBron. I always am saying this jokingly about him, that I think he forgets that he's playing basketball sometimes, because he plays like he's supposed to be playing football, because he just bulls people over with his size and strength. But at the end of the day, I brought up Charlie Ward for one reason. The reason he chose basketball over football is the level of abuse your body takes as a football player, even at a big size. We see it every week. I don't care how big you are, you still get hurt.
So I think that one of the reasons, and maybe that was one of the reasons, but I think one of the bigger reasons that Charlie Ward decided to go with basketball over football was there wasn't a prevalence of black quarterbacks at the time that Charlie Ward came out. And I think
he was undersized. He would have been undersized as a quarterback too, because he was kind of small for a quarterback.
Oh, I mean, I guess kind of small, because he was a
small guy.
6'3", 6'4", 6'3".
Yeah, he was a small guy.
He was slighter, yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, it just wasn't enough of a, you know what I'm saying,
push for.
Yeah, and I think he could have been successful, you know, and I think that it was one of those things where it's like football, basketball, they're gonna make me switch my position, and if I am slighter, right, and you're gonna move me to receiver or something like that,
I'm more likely
to play the position that I played. Then if I'm doing both, and I'm a point guard,
right, then, at least I'm the man.
Yeah, I don't have to change my position playing basketball because they're black point guards.
Yeah,
and so
all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I still feel like. So my point being, LeBron, I don't know that he would have had the same longevity.
I think we're both in agreement with that.
Yeah, I don't believe he would have had the same longevity, and I just don't know that it's brutal. Football is brutal.
Well,
and your body got to be ready for that.
Looking at, you know, let's look at some of the tight ends. Now I don't want to stay too long in this because I know we can talk about this. Let's look at some of, because I believe LeBron would probably play tight end.
He would have.
He would have been in that receiver.
No.
We look at somebody like a Vernon Davis, who's a freak athlete who played. Yeah. He got drafted in 05, 06, 05. Hard worker, but a freak athlete, right? He lasted up until a few years ago.
Yeah, he did.
So
but he got hurt a lot.
14, 15 years.
But he got hurt a lot. He had quite a few significant
I think his are more nagging injuries as opposed to like, because he didn't miss a whole bunch of time.
No, but he had. I just know he was not always. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that's just gonna happen with football. That's
my
like
whole point.
No. So I agree, but you still see that with basketball. You know what I'm saying? These play like what's my man's name? Is it not Goran Dragic? Who did somebody just got injured and they're out for the season?
I didn't see that. I don't know.
Somebody just got injured and they're out for the season. Was it the Hawks?
What?
Not Goran Dragic. Somebody. And now it'll come to me and I'll throw that back out before we end.
Okay.
But there are a lot of significant injuries in the NBA. You know, we see Russ having an issue with his knees all those years. You know, KD with the torn Achilles that it took him 2 years to come back from. And so I think the brutalness of football can't be understated. But I think all sports you're gonna see injury. I think that I think in football, I think it's the day-to-day stuff, those nagging small injuries that kind of like, all right, I got a broken finger, but I still got to play through it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas in basketball, you break your finger, you're probably not
you use
play.
them so much more. So
right.
Yeah. I guess my point being, I do not believe LeBron would have been he would have, I think the question I probably should have posed was, would he have been as good?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I just feel like it wouldn't have been the case. He would have just fell in line and just been a part. Like, he would not have been a Gronk in the NFL.
I vehemently disagree with that. Because I feel like,
so this is really what I was saying when I asked the question, like, could he have been the way he is in the NBA, in the NFL? And I do not believe he could have.
I think with certain guys, right? Now, barring injury, which is, obviously the equalizer, and that, someone with the freakish athleticism as a LeBron, whatever sport that he played and that he dedicated himself to, he was going to be the guy in. And I think that we'd be hard pressed to see him be something different. Like, and we're not even talking about the fact of how he takes care of his body and how he does those things. Right. Like, just him being a freakish athlete. I think they're like, I think at tight end we probably would have been mentioning him in the names with the GOATs of like a Tony Gonzalez and a Shannon Sharp.
It's a bromance. It's a bromance.
Nah. I think I like, just looking at what I see, like, freaking. So I think you give Vernon Davis better quarterbacks, and he may be mentioned in those names. And even with like his freakish athleticism, like what he was able to do at tight end, like Vernon Davis was a receiver that was playing tight end.
Did he not play with Phillip Rivers?
Who?
Vernon Davis.
Nah, he had a couple of seasons with Colin Kaepernick, but he had most of those years with Alex Smith, and then he came to DC.
Okay. I don't know why I thought he played with the Chargers. Okay.
Oh no, he was with the Niners. He was with he got drafted by the Niners and played those years with the Niners and decided to come back home to DC, and I don't know what we were.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So that, I guess that was the way I should have posed the question.
Yeah.
Would he have been as good? And so your answer is yes, and mine is no. I feel like he would have fallen more in the middle of the road. He wouldn't have been a George Kittle. He can't, my baby, Travis Kelce. I'm saying, like, I don't know if he would have been on that level. I just don't know. I mean, obviously he would have had some amazing moments because he is who he is, but I just don't know at football if it would have been like it is at basketball for him. So that's our question, y'all.
Yeah. So the question is, the real Who's Really Right is, would LeBron have been as great at football in the NFL as he was at basketball in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we want you guys to answer. You guys let us know who's really right. Write it down in the comments. You guys can go ahead and agree with me on this one, because I think I'll just play it. Let us know who's really right.
Who's really right?
Put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras on me.